Hello everyone, welcome once again to my channel. My name is Onyinye Favor. You're welcome once again. So guys, today we want to talk about effectively learning new things. Now, you know that I am a sucker for development, personal development, making sure that you're the best version of yourself, making sure that every day you wake up in the morning, your goal is to ensure that you become better version of who you were the day before. So yes, that's why we are talking about effectively learning new things, because what way to become a better version of yourself than learning new things, right? So one thing or some things you should know are the things I'm going to list now, to help you learn new things. It's not always easy because people, when you say learn new things, there's that burst of energy when you're speaking to a lot of people, just like I'm speaking to you now, makes it look like it's so easy. But when you get down to the nitty gritties of learning that thing, you can get overwhelmed and even lose the discipline, lose the commitment to continue learning that thing. Now, what are some of the ways that can help you learn this new thing? For the sake of this video, we are going to use improving our communication skills as the thing we want to learn. Number one is setting a learning goal. Just like I said, in this video, we are going to use our learning goal as improving our communication skills. We are talking about somebody, let's use a 20-year-old person who is, or who must have, no, 20-year-old will be like still coming up. I mean, it's a good age, but 20 to 30, 25 basically will be like a midlife crisis. They'll be having this identity crisis because they're in between, I'm getting old and I could still pass off as a young person. Yeah, I mean, it's the trend these days. Young people panicking about getting old and not being useful to themselves. I mean, yeah, that's what it is. But yeah, let's use a 25-year-old person who is trying to learn or communicate better. So, number one, set a learning goal. Our goal in this video is to learn or communicate better. You want to be able to speak to the public. You tell yourself, this is my goal. I want to learn how to speak properly, eloquently. I want to be able to speak and move an audience, and people hear me and they're like, this lady can speak. Like, she has so much potential, she has so much value. That's how it goes. And number two thing is for you to break down your skill sets. What is it that you already know how to do and the things you have to learn? And when you identify those things, it will help you know what to start with. For instance, this 25-year-old person know how to talk to 2 or 3 people. And even though she is talking to 2 or 3 people, she stutters as she's communicating with them because they are just 2 or 3. They are not really paying attention to her stuttering. They are patient with her stuttering. But when you're talking to a larger audience, you're going to see difference in behaviors because some people will get tired quickly. Some people will even walk out as you're speaking. Some others will get bored and zone out as you're speaking. So that stuttering will now be a problem that you need to solve. So now breaking down your skill set is such that you're breaking down, improving your tone, improving your vocabularies. Maybe you're the sucker for very tiny words. There are some words or sentences you can't use because you don't even know what they mean. Depending on the audience you're speaking to at a particular time, there might be need to increase your vocabulary, even though keeping it simple is the best, but it will be good to know the meaning of certain things so that when another person uses it, you're not lost. You finish speaking to an audience and somebody stands up to ask a question, and because you don't know what it means, you just zone out. So that's not a good thing. So improving your vocabulary, learning some professional terminologies, it is very important. So that's you breaking down the things you have to learn. Now, number three thing is for you to identify potential barriers. Now, as a 25-year-old, there's a possibility that you have a day job. Of course, you have to have a day job. You are thinking about your life and trying to get yourself together. You have a day job, and you know that there are some others that don't have a day job, but this particular person, our user persona, has a day job. And because you have a day job, it's not easy to navigate between your duties at work, when you come back home, if you're living with your parents, the chores you have to do, or if you're living alone, trying to source your source of income and all of that, and also have time to study and make sure you become better in communicating. That's a lot of things to do. So you have to ensure that you identify your potential barriers. What is going to be a problem for you when it comes to learning that skill? Number one, it could be data, like your finances. You're not buoyant enough to begin to learn or stay on YouTube for long hours learning, listening or watching videos that can help you improve. What are the actions you're making towards making that a possibility? By the time you identify your barriers, it could help you now figure out a solution to those barriers and make sure that that communication goal is reached. You're not just stopping because you experience barriers. Maybe you have to go for classes. Maybe you have to go for speech classes, vocabulary classes. Now, the problem of commuting to that place, like the barrier of getting transport fare, commuting to that place, or even the traffic, that could be a barrier. All those things are barriers. When you identify them, you try to figure out a way to make things work. So that's on that. Finally, it is for you to focus on one skill per time. You might be a person with a lot of problems. Problems, I mean, is you're trying to solve a lot of things at the same time, and that means learning a lot of things at the same time. Now, my advice to you is to focus on one thing first. If we are going to have a learning goal of communicating, learning how to be a better speaker, to be more eloquent in speech, then we have to focus on that goal per time. And it will help also to have a deadline. This is what I mean by deadline is you're not just moving life as it goes. You have a deadline that at this particular time I should be able to speak like this. If you have that deadline and you're following it, then you're on your way to success already. You stay committed to the process, you stay disciplined to the process, even though it's not convenient for you. It's not convenient for you, you still press on, you're learning, you're practicing, you're rehearsing, you're talking to cheers as your audience, you're trying to make sure that your words, it's more articulate. There's not a lot of use of what was I even saying? Being lost while talking. So you get what I mean? So a little recap. Number one, I talked about having a learning goal. That is very important. Number two, breaking down your skill set is very important to break it down and learn per time. And number three is identifying the potential barriers of getting that learning goal, reaching that learning goal you have in mind. And then finally, focus on one skill per time. You might have a lot to learn, but you have to focus on one per time. As you become better in this one, you move on to the next. That is how you should learn new things. Guys, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe. Do you have a way that you learn a new thing? Is there a process you follow? Please leave it in the comment section so that I know and learn from you. All right, guys, thank you for watching. Make sure you subscribe. Click on the notification bell so that you get notified when a video drops. Thank you, guys. Bye.